G'day, Professor Joseph Drew. I'm here to talk about writing better. We all need to do it. Local government executives and decision makers and staff, citizens, and of course students and scholars. I've just finished writing a section of my new book in precisely 44 minutes. In this video, I'll tell you how to do it and how to be really happy with the outcome of the process. Look, I've got other videos on these sorts of things, but I'm bringing them all together for you. It starts with planning. Yesterday afternoon, I planned this section. This is the chapter plan up on your screen. It's quite thorough. I've got my quotes. I've thought through everything I want to say, which paragraphs I'm going to say, etc., etc. Sorry about the smudges there. I've spilt my tea all over it. But it gives you the idea. You should spend at least as much time planning what you're going to write as what you do writing it. When you plan first and you think everything through, what it means is when you're writing, you can concentrate on writing, not thinking about what order things are in, which quotes you're going to use, what facts you need. Okay, it's really simple. Spend the time planning. Typically, I spend twice as much time planning as writing, and it shows. You can tell, as a reviewer and editor of journals, you can tell when people have planned, and you can compare that quite quickly to people who make it up as they go. When you make it up as you go, it sounds like it. You jump all over the place. It's horrible to read. People who plan things, group similar ideas together, they logically flow, the premises are valid, and you get to a conclusion that is convincing. Before I actually sit down and write, I create the appropriate conditions to write. I am a human. My body runs on fuel, food, water, and oxygen. As you know from my other videos, I fast. I don't eat from 6 p.m. to 2 p.m. the next day, and I do all my writing before 2 p.m. because that's when my body's at its best. If you're eating, your body's digesting food. The fuel is going down to your intestines to facilitate peristalsis and things like that, rather than up here in your brain to facilitate thinking. It's as simple as that. You need to make sure you're properly hydrated, drinking lots of water, and you need to make sure that your room has enough oxygen in it. This is a picture of the oxygen meter I use. It comes from Germany. Made a huge difference to my work once I started using it. I didn't realize how quickly oxygen levels will go down during the day if you don't have windows open, and also how quickly they come back up. How many of my headaches were due to a lack of oxygen, and how much of my roadblocks when I was writing was due to a lack of oxygen. So get your environment right. The next thing I've been doing, particularly recently, is before I write, I meditate for 5 minutes. I set the little Apple Watch thing. I sit in a meditative position. I close my eyes. I repeat a mantra. I have one from my religion, and I visualize something, the tetragrammaton from my religion, but you can do whatever you want. The idea is to get all those other things out of your head, to get out of your head the fight that you had with your partner, to get out of your head the jobs that you have to do, to get out of your head thinking about what you're going to eat tomorrow or where you're going to go on holidays or whatever, to erase all that through the meditative process so that when you do start writing, you're only thinking about writing. When I've done all that, I sit down at my desk and start writing, and I flow. I do not stop to check the spelling. I do not stop to check which particular word is the correct word. I fix all that up later. Now, when you're talking to people, they usually listen. They maintain interest. Very few people are probably walking away from you halfway through a sentence. That's because you're not agonizing over how to spell words and what a specific word means and what the best word for a particular thing is. Just get the ideas down, just flow, concentrate on getting the material down. And then at the end, go back, fix up your misspelling, fix up your grammar, choose better words. It doesn't take that long. That way you get the flow, which is the most important thing. You can fix the other stuff up very easily after. So what happens when I have a roadblock, when I have writer's block? Well, it doesn't happen. And it won't happen if you plan you get your environment right, and you meditate, and your body's not trying to digest food, instead the fuel's going up to your brain where you want it. And if you're just getting ideas down and not trying to sound like you've just swallowed a dictionary and looking up things every 2 seconds and sound like someone that you're not going to get those blocks. But if I ever do, what I've always suggested, and if this happens to you, is that you read the last full section that you wrote well. Maybe read some other stuff that's been published that's been really good. Get your confidence back. Go for a walk in nature and then sit down and do it again. Don't try to fight it. The chances are, if you've got writer's block, it's because you haven't done one of those things I've just told you to do. You need to get your confidence back, you need to get your mind off it, and then you need to have another go. Don't think that you can toil your way through it. All you'll do is write rubbish and you'll wish that you hadn't done it. Much better to hit the reset button, go through the steps I just outlined. Look, we all write. Students write, local government employers write, citizens write. We can all do better. I've been learning, this is all I really do sort of thing, for 12 years. I'm getting better and better all the time. I'm sharing what I've learnt with you because I want to help you. That's what this channel is all about. Now, if you want me to help you, you've got to help me. If you like the video, give it the thumbs up. Send it to someone else that might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.